Do you guys want to know how I consistently make $388,000 a month on average with just one drop shipping brand? Well, in this video, I'm going to tell you guys step by step exactly how I do it. But before I jump in and get into the details of it, let me tell you guys something super important. Whether you're a new drop shipper or an experienced drop shipper, you guys at some point have either already figured out or are going to figure out a big thing about drop shipping, okay? Most drop shippers that have been doing this already know this, but if you guys don't know this and you're a new drop shipper, you want to go in with the mindset of already knowing this, right? This is coming from a good amount of wisdom and experience from my end and other drop shippers' ends, okay? Most people that drop ship, they find a winning product, they crush it, but they only crush it for a short amount of time, right? It only usually happens for a month or two. And let me tell you guys why that's the case. Sometimes it'll happen for 3-4 months, but that's about it. But it really happens for two reasons, right? One, they become super reliant on one product, and after they've sold that one product to as many people as they can, they essentially run out of profitable audiences to sell to, and then they see their margins taking a dip, and eventually they have to cave and they have to shut down their store. That's the first reason why it happens. The second reason is anytime you're making money, attention and eyes fall on you and your business, right? So people start seeing your videos blowing up, your ads blowing up, and your store traffic going up. It catches people's radars and eyes. There's tons of drop shippers out there. If the product is easy to get, they're gonna go out, they're gonna get it, and they're going to advertise as well. Now, if you and 10 other people are advertising for that same audience, two things happen, right? Prices go up, so the cost of impressions, the cost per purchase, the cost per click, all that stuff goes up because now you guys are all bidding on the same audience. And the second thing happens is you have less people to sell to because the money is getting spread out thin. So the only way to overcome this, guys, is to build a successful brand, right? You can't really do anything so unique or different with a product 99% of the time unless you're an engineer or an innovator yourself. So if you can't do anything with the product and you can't innovate with the product, you've got to find ways to innovate with your brand, okay? So that's what separates everyone else out there. I love to use this example because Apple has been making phones for years, right? But they're not the only ones, guys. There's millions of other phones out there that you can buy. The reason we only hear about the iPhone and Apple phones, well, simple, because Apple has monopolized it with their amazing brand, and that's what people want. So let's get started on this. I want to share with you guys how I was able to make the transition from being someone that was just selling a product and making a good amount of money with the product before it came crashing down, and how I transitioned into creating an amazing brand that now consistently makes money. And the best part about brands, guys, is this is a brand that I've built that my kids one day, when I have them, hopefully, God bearing, I have kids, and when I have them, that they can take over a business like this, right? So we're talking about generation levels of wealth and of notoriety, right? But with a product, it's like 2-3 months after that, forget about my kids or my future kids, but I myself don't have much room to do anything with it, and I've got to find a new business to create. So that's the brilliance and beauty of creating a brand. It takes a lot more work, but most importantly, guys, it's going to pay off for years to come. So let's go ahead and talk numbers first, okay? I know everybody loves to hear numbers, and rightfully so, right? You guys shouldn't learn from someone that's not doing it themselves, right? That's my biggest pet peeve, is if I'm gonna learn from somebody, or I'm gonna put my name out there and go out and pay somebody any money, anything, whatever it is, even just paying my time, right? Time is the same thing as money. So you guys pay me in time by watching my YouTube videos, which is valuable, right? Like, money's valuable, time is also valuable. I want you guys to know that you guys can trust me. I come out with transparency, and that I know that what I say is what I actually mean. So this is a screenshot from just one of my brands. As you guys know, I run 5 different drop shipping brands right now, but this is just focusing on one of the brands. And on this brand specifically, I show you guys that I started at the end of July, pretty much August 1st. And from there till today, you guys can see I've generated $3.5 million in revenue. So you take that number and you divide it by the number of months it's been from August to today, and you get approximately an average monthly revenue of $388,000 a month. And you can see consistency wise, you can see there's probably a big dip around like January, and that's typically normal in e-commerce. But besides that, it's been fairly consistent throughout. And obviously you can see, like the last month before Christmas was obviously a massive implosion. But those are typical e-commerce trends. But for the most part, you guys can see the consistency of $388,000 a month in revenue. So I'm making money, I'm doing it consistently, but how am I doing it, right? Because most drop shippers, they would have probably peaked out probably by like the end of November. So we're talking, August, September, October, November. So I'm giving you guys like 4 months, right? And that's a really, really good product with a broad appeal. And after November, everyone would have kind of just tapered off, right? And so I dealt with some of those issues as well, December-ish and all that stuff, but I found a way to recover by using some of the strategies that I share. So let's get right into it. So first things first that you guys need to understand, very important is, and this is something that every experienced dropshipper knows and will tell you, is that products do not last forever. Unless you've got like a consumable product, like for example, a vitamin, where every day people need to take this vitamin and they're gonna keep coming back to take more and more vitamins, and you've got a recurring base of customers that are consuming this product and they come back to you and they purchase every 30, 60, 90 days, it's very unlikely that one product is going to last forever, because once everyone has that product that you're offering or you're selling at that time or at that time in their life, they're not going to come back and buy that product, right? You're going to run out of people to sell to. That's something that happens. It's a natural part of drop shipping and e-commerce, right? And so every experienced dropshipper also knows that general stores can never maintain long-term consistency, okay? On top of that, one product stores only make money for a few months before they end up crashing and burning. Another super, super important thing to keep in mind. And I've been kind of reiterating this over and over again. But what big mistake that most dropshippers, even experienced ones, make is that they jump from product to product. So as soon as one product stops working, they essentially look for a brand new product and a brand new niche and a brand new industry to start up with, which has two big flaws, right? One, it's extremely scary, right? Because for months now, you might not make any money at all if you don't find and hit on a new product. And the second reason why it's very much flawed is now you have to learn about a completely new audience, niche, industry, psychology, all that good stuff. So that's very important for you guys to understand, is that instead of jumping from product to product every few months, there is a better way to make consistent revenue drop shipping while sticking to one audience and one brand. And that's what I'm going to talk to you guys about. Give me just 1 second while I drink some water. I'm still battling this horrible flu. Definitely not doing myself any favors with all the YouTube videos and the Instagram lives and all the talking that I do, but at the end of the day, you got to do what you got to do. So that's probably slowing down my recovery, actually, honestly. So yeah, but anyways, like I said, so every experienced dropshipper is going to tell you these things, and instead of trying to jump from business to business and product to product, find ways to consistently make revenue dropshipping with one brand. Because when you do this, the amount of effort and time you need to put in is going to significantly drop, and you're going to have something long-term that's going to yield results. You're going to have a ton of data. So many amazing and awesome things happen when you guys build a brand, guys. I could probably do an entire YouTube video just on that, and maybe I will do that at some point. So after seeing this, you guys are probably wondering, how do you avoid the inevitable plunge of death? And I really want to emphasize the plunge of death and how do you avoid it, because that's very key, right? Obviously, it's a little more dramatic. No one's going to be dying, but your stores essentially are going to be dying at some point if you don't do it the right way, right? So everyone wants to know, whether you're new or experienced, how you avoid that inevitable plunge of death once you sell as many products as you can to your target audience, right? So most of you guys, especially if you guys put the time and effort in to watch YouTube videos and educate yourself, you guys are in it for the long run, right? You're not just in it to do a hit and run, right? You're not just trying to make quick, $100,000 or something like that and stop drop shipping altogether and, go find a new career path in life or something like that, right? If you're doing it, kudos to you. Absolutely, you can go ahead and completely disregard everything I'm saying in this video, follow the traditional methods that all the other gurus teach, and run with it. Go make $100,000 and travel the world, or whatever it is that you want to do. But if you're looking to build consistent income and wealth long term, then you got to see what I have to say. So the way that you avoid this inevitable plunge of death is by branding. And this is what I talk about immensely. And in everything that I've done over the years, I've always focused on branding, right? What I'm doing right now is with this YouTube videos, I'm focused on my personal brand. So this is personal branding, right? This is branding Jeep Banerjee, and this is branding my academy, the Income Incubator, right? And in a business, you're essentially going to be branding your business name. So that's another essential way of branding. And this is the key to dropshipping success. You can dropship and build a brand. There is a big stigma or a myth that a lot of people put out there that, oh, if you have a dropshipping store or whatever, you can't build a brand. That is absolute bullshit. I'm going to show you guys exactly how I do it. So let's talk about how I consistently sell $388,000 a month for like the last almost 10 months, as you guys could see from my screenshots, right? So there's three things that I do, and I'm gonna definitely jump into all three of these things in depth. The first thing that I do is knowing my target audience, okay? I'm gonna talk all about that, what that means, who that is, and how I know that information. The second thing I do is I'm constantly innovating, okay? If you're not innovating, you will die. The saying innovator die is very, very important, and it's been an age-old testament. And the third and final thing that I do is I create a memorable experience. So let's go ahead and talk about each of these things, because I'm sure you guys are super, super excited to know exactly how I do it. Knowing my target audience, okay? So every brand in the world, I don't care if you have one customer, if you have 50 billion customers, or sorry, 50 billion's horrible, horrible thing to say, that 50 billion people don't exist. If you have 50 million people as your customer, whatever it is, you have a target audience. Every brand has one, okay? And what consists of a target audience is essentially the ages, genders, locations, behaviors, insights, all that stuff about your customers, right? Essentially the profiles of your customers, right? What's in the DNA of your customers and what makes your customers who they are. And when you know your target audience, which 99% of dropshippers and people that run businesses don't even know, okay? And I cannot emphasize how important it is to know this, because if you know this, it literally becomes a piece of cake. It's the hardest thing to master, but once you master it, literally people will open up their wallets and give you money because it's that easy. And when you know your target audience, you can simply create more products, more offers, more insights, more everything that you know that they're going to want to purchase because you know who they are. And if you know who they are, super, super simple in terms of monetizing them. And most importantly, if they like your brand, they're going to buy from you every time, okay? So that's the key, right? If I can sell you one product and you like that one product that you get from me, why would you go somewhere else? You're not gonna go somewhere else, right? So if I tell you, let's just use a very, very broad example, okay? Because I'm gonna show you guys a sample target audience profile in the next slide. But before I do that, and the person I'm going to show you is going to be Sally, okay? Actually, we'll just get to the next slide so you can see it. Okay, perfect. So sample target, Sally, okay? So as you guys can see, Sally's a woman and she's between the ages of 30 to 45. I'll break down the rest of the data, but just to give you an example of target audience and how I would use that to create a brand, let's say I find out that I sell a pair of heels to Sally, okay? And these are some work heels, okay? And she comes and she buys these work heels from my website, okay? So if she's buying work heels, my assumption would be that maybe something important was going on that day. And I'm gonna take a guess that maybe she doesn't like to, maybe she doesn't need to wear heels every day at work, okay? So let's say I started by selling just work heels, okay? That's my brand. Then the next day I'm gonna say, okay, I know all these things about Sally, and if Sally likes wearing heels, then she probably likes to wear heels when she goes out, right? Whether it's with her husband on date night or going out with the girls, whatever it is, she probably wants to wear heels. So another product that I can launch is, now I've had these work heels, the next product I can launch is the going out heels, okay? And then we can sell it to Sally and see what Sally says. If Sally liked the work heels and she likes going out like we assume, then the chances are that Sally's gonna love these going out heels. And then she's gonna come and buy that. Okay, let's say the work heel or the going out heels was a bad idea. Sally doesn't go on date night. She stays at home all the time. She doesn't like wearing heels. And she only does it on the special occasions she has to at work. Okay, so we can assume that Sally on the other days wants to wear something comfortable at work for her footing or for her footwear that is professional but also comfortable. That's a safe assumption to make since she's probably there 8 to 9 hours a day. Cool. We'll make shoes that don't have a heel but that are comfortable and have a professional look and call them the work casuals, and then sell that to Sally. And Sally might go, oh wow, this is perfect, right? The company missed on me the first time thinking that I like to go out, but I'm just too tired and too busy for my job and my kids and I like to stay home. But at work, I only have to, get formal on Fridays, for example, but Monday through Thursday, I can wear anything I want. And these shoes are perfect. Now from Sally, I've just created a new product line, A, and B, I've sold her 2 different products. And I can expand even further from footwear, right? Because if she likes the footwear, then I can go into, maybe socks. I can maybe go into work professional clothing, dresses, necklaces, whatever it is, right? There's a million different things I can do. Work bags, there's a million different things I can do. But the point is that if you know your target audience, you know exactly what to make and what to create so that you can sell to them. And just to show you guys how in depth you should know your target audience, one of the biggest things that I used to say when I used to run my previous company called StatFuse before we sold that and got acquired a few years ago was, and pretty much if you guys don't know that company or what my journey with that one was, I'll give you guys a short breakdown. It was pretty much web software that we had created that analyzed the college students' chances of getting into college, what their odds of admission were, all that good stuff using software. And so we had a lot of high school students that were our target audience, right? And the favorite thing that I learned from my mentor, especially at that time, and I learned from that business, was that we really needed to nail down a target audience because it wasn't every high school student that really cared about going to college, right? Like most of them go to college at high school because their parents make them, and most of them don't even want to go. But there's a small bracket or small percentage of students that actually did want to go to college, right? And so the biggest thing that we learned was that and I like to tell all my people, all one of my students and people that I consult with and everyone, this free tidbit. If you know what your customer is doing on a Friday night, then you know exactly who your customer profile is. It's extremely valuable, right? So my customer profile for like StatFuse, for example, on a Friday night, the students that were interested in my software were the ones that were staying at home, studying, catching up for the next week at hand, reading books for fun, kind of like the homebody, right? A lot of people might classify them as nerds. Sure, you can say that, but that was my ideal audience, right? So very important to understand. Anyways, so to show the breakdown, this is a very brief overview too. I get way more in depth, but just due to the limitations of how much space I can fit here, I'm showing you guys a very sample, broad audience profile. So this is Sally, okay? She works in HR. She's a 10-year employee. Very important to note though, she's very loyal, right? She worked from an associate and got to the position of head of HR. So that tells me two things. One, she's loyal. So if she's loyal to her company, you better damn believe she's going to be loyal to your brand if you treat her well. And second of all, she's very ambitious, right? So she went from an associate to the head of HR in 10 years. She's married. She has 2 kids. The kids are 10 years old and 8 years old. So you can see what kind of demographic they're in. Other things about her, obviously Sally's a female. She's between the ages of 30 to 45. Her household income, so combined with her and her husband, is $140,000 a year. She's like a suburban type of, they're a suburban type of family. She's a suburban type of mom. And a couple behaviors about her is that she's super busy with her job and her kids, that she shops online for everything, and she just doesn't have time anymore to go in person and to shop. Sorry guys, I'm gonna drink some water real fast. Tons of incredible value in this still though, guys, don't worry. And last but not least, she participates in quite a bit of self-care. So what that means is that she actually likes to take care of herself and spend money on herself because she believes she deserves it since she works hard, she takes care of the kids, and her husband supports it as well. So this is a quick sample target buyer profile that I would learn about Sally, right? And a lot of you guys are wondering, man, how the heck do I learn all this information about my customer or someone, right? And it really just comes down to using and understanding the data that you get, right? So there's a lot of different things that you guys can do with data, like wherever you're advertising, like Facebook ads or Snapchat ads, whatever it is that you guys do, they give you a ton of data on your buyer profiles, right? They'll tell you the ages, the genders, the locations, all this information about who is buying your product. You can go through your Facebook comments on your ads and click buyer profiles to see how old they are. Are they married? Do they have kids? What are their interests? What are their behaviors? What do they take pictures with? What do they post on their pages? This is all in-depth stuff that you can do. Some people call it stalking. I call it research, right? And I do this all the time. So this is one way that you can learn about your audience. The second way is using Google Analytics. Same thing. Google Analytics is going to give you a ton of insight on your buyers, and you can understand a lot about them. So like I said, guys, knowing your target audience, super vital to your success. Next thing super vital that led to my consistency and my success long term was innovating constantly, right? It is the innovators who win, not the imitators. And this is very key to understand. And I want to use Amazon as an example, okay? So Amazon has been constantly innovating for the past like 20 plus years, while companies like Walmart and Target are just now realizing how smart Amazon is, A, and B, they're trying to imitate them, right? So I've been following this for a while now, and Walmart is killing themselves to get 2-day shipping, okay guys? So to match Amazon Prime shipping times, etc. Walmart has been trying to leverage all their resources and assets to do this. And while Walmart was doing this, Amazon didn't give a damn what Walmart was doing, right? They weren't focused on copying somebody else or anything like that. Amazon was focused on innovating like they always are. And Amazon just dropped 1-day shipping for Prime members, I believe like a week or two ago. Now imagine how stupid Walmart feels right now. Walmart was on this inevitable chase trying to find a way, spending tons of money and resources to get to 2-day shipping. And Amazon was like, oh, 2-day shipping? That's funny. That's so 2 years ago. We're on 1-day shipping now. And Walmart is probably sitting there wondering what the hell is going on. Like, they feel stupid as hell, right? And that's because they're imitating. Innovators constantly win. If you innovate while drop shipping, that is how you will succeed. And I keep innovating by creating new products, new offers, and just new experiences to keep my customers engaged. So even if I get a competitor that's copying me, great. They're doing stuff that I've already done and crushed. I'm on to my next thing. So if you constantly innovate, you will always be ahead of the game. Super important to understand. And last but not least, the biggest thing that I did also to create amazing results with my dropshipping brand was that I create a memorable experience, right? And little things go a long way that most e-commerce and almost no dropshippers do, right? So e-commerce entrepreneurs and dropshippers don't really do this stuff, and it blows my mind, right? They're looking for if you have the mindset that you're looking to get rich quick and that's why you got into drop shipping, you're in it for all the wrong reasons. I'm going to crush you over and over again because I'm not looking to get rich quick, right? I'm looking to build legitimate brands and build legitimate stuff, and that's what I teach my students. And if you have the mindset that you're going to try to shortcut things and get things done fast and cheap, and you guys are just trying to, get rich quick, I will crush you time after time after time because my mindset and my headspace is at a completely different level than yours. And customers and the audiences that I advertise to and all these people, they're going to recognize that. They're going to know that right off the bat. But let me show you guys a couple things that I did to create a memorable experience if you want to learn from what I did. Number one, a phone number, okay? At the end of the day, I don't care how technologically savvy people are, customers still trust voices and real people. And so on all my websites, I literally put a phone number that customers can call any of my companies, and they can reach a live USA-based representative for any support. No robots, no automated voicemails, not someone in another country that's answering the phone with an accent. We're talking about live US reps that understand it. I hire them as employees, something very important that you guys need to do if you want to create a memorable experience and take your dropshipping brand to the next level. The second thing that I do is I've created an update system, and you guys can do this through Shopify actually and automate it. But pretty much what I do is I let the customer know from the time that we receive their order to the time their order goes into production, to the time it's shipped, and to the time it's delivered, right? So if they give me their phone number and their email, I'll text them every time, and it's using automated software. Obviously, I'm not the one doing it. So we'll let them know, hey, thanks for your order, we've got it. And then a couple days later, we'll let them know, hey, your order just got into production. We're packing it and we're shipping it now. And then we'll let them know, okay, your order's been shipped. Here's the tracking number. Then another couple days later, we'll be like, okay, your item's been delivered. Here's exactly where your item was left. It was given to the front door person or left on your front door. And here's the tracking number to show it's been delivered. Customers appreciate that, right? Like, have you guys ever bought something and you guys have no idea what stage it's in, if it's even been shipped, where the hell it's at, any of that stuff, right? That's not fun, right? You guys get sketched out, right? The first thing that goes to your mind is like, oh man, did I get scammed? But if you keep in constant contact throughout the entire process, from order to delivery with your customers, they will appreciate you big time, guys. The third thing I did was a post-purchase follow-up, okay? So we don't just want to sell a product to our customers and run like most dropshippers, right? Because most dropshippers know that their products are shitty and they literally just want to take the money as quickly as they can, put the delivered stamp on it and mark it as fulfilled and run as far away from that customer as possible. If that's your mindset, you're not going to succeed long-term dropshipping, okay? We actually check in with every single one of our customers after they make a purchase to make sure that everything was memorable. We ask them, was your experience satisfactory? Did everything go the way that you expected? Oh no, something went wrong. Please tell us what it is so that we can fix it and let us compensate you because you went through this horrible experience. If you do that, people will trust your brand because they actually genuinely believe that you care, which is what we actually do, guys. And last but not least, we always throw in a freebie. And this is a new strategy I've been testing this year, but it works amazing, okay? So we literally surprise our customers by giving them a small freebie or a small gift, something that they didn't expect with each purchase. Sometimes it could be as simple as a keychain that's worth like 50 cents to me, okay? But it leaves an imprint of our brand in their heads, right? And the beauty of a keychain is now that keychain, they'll probably attach it to their keys, right? And now they're gonna be taking my brand everywhere with them, and it'll be a constant reminder. And the biggest thing that I always recommend everyone is under promise and over deliver. They expected, that's what I tell people, right? Exceed expectations. So everyone's expectation was one high quality product that they ordered. But imagine that they get that high quality product and they get a freebie on top that they never asked for, but we gave it to them because that's how excellent our brand is. They're going to remember you guys as a brand, and that's going to be imprinted in their heads, and they will come back to buy all of your other products and offerings and tell friends and other people about their experience with you. So make it memorable. And guys, if you guys aren't realizing from this entire video, the main point of this video is to tell you guys that the key to success drop shipping is longevity. So that's it for this video, guys. If you guys want to hear my full story when it comes to drop shipping, check out this video right here where I talk about my story from $0 to $5 million in 5 months across all my drop shipping brands. Super inspiring stuff. Besides that, feel free to please leave any comments, questions, or concerns, and absolutely subscribe for more value like this. Thanks so much, guys.